So, 2024 is a close. And with that, I think it's best to acknowledge some new goals that I have for the year of 2025 speed cubing. This is also a pseudo 400 video special. I did not realize that I was going to make 400th video on this day specifically, but yeah, here it is. This is also the 4-year anniversary of this very channel. Yes, I made this channel on New Year's Day. I think it was just a coincidence. These goals in particular aren't going to be necessarily things that I know I'm going to achieve. They're going to be like actual goals that I will have to work and strive for. So if these sound really ambitious, it's because they are. So let's get started with 2x2. In 2x2, I would like to take the state record average of 1.72, currently held by Peter Augustine, who is on a religious mission out in Georgia. He is not here to defend his title, and I think it's reasonable that I can achieve it. The initial goal is sub 2, but I think that doing that is a possibility. And with my knowledge of full EG, with how many 2x2 rounds I'm going to get, and with how good scrambles are getting, I think it's reasonable that I can get a sub 1 single. I don't know about state record. State record is 0.80, but I think I can get a sub 1 sometime in 2025. On to 3x3. 3x3, I would like to get a sub 6 single, maybe state record single if I get lucky enough, but I don't know. And sub 8 average. I have been putting off the sub 8 average grind for way too long now, and it's about time I get it done this year. I also just got a new main 3x3, the Huameng TG, and I have been loving that recently. Another goal for 3x3, I don't really like setting goals that involve other people's results, but I think I just have to acknowledge this one. It is beat Eric Pesce in a 3x3 final. I have only done this twice, and that was once in 2022 and again in 2023, I think so. All right, on to 4x4. 4x4, I'd like to get a sub 32 average. I think that sounds reasonable, and a sub 30 single. The sub 30 single, I think, is a bit too lenient. Maybe I should shoot for like 28 or 27. But the sub 32 average will use some work. That sub 30 average, though, that is a bit of a stretch. I'm not too confident in getting that, but I also don't see it as unrealistic. So maybe I should set it as sub 30 average, but we'll see. For 5x5, 6x6, and 7x7, I am going to get the classic sub 1, 2, 3 for means and averages. The sub 1, 2, 3 is like the last minute barrier benchmarks and you can get in those events. Besides sub 1 on 6x6, but like no one's doing that. And sub 2 on 7x7, that is a bit more achievable, but I'm probably not going to get a sub 2 on 7x7. But yeah, sub 1, 2, 3 would also be pretty nice because I think that would rank me either 3rd or 4th in the state for all 3 of those events. All right, on to side events. Starting off with my main event, Pyraminx. Just kidding, I don't practice Pyraminx anymore because of my sub 3 average and my regional record single. The single, I'm not beating. Frankly, it's just, I would need to get a good scramble, and even if I were to get a good scramble, I would most likely safety and get like a 1.6. For the average, though, I have been capable of getting like a 2.5 to a 2.8 average for like over 2 years now. I just need that good set of scrambles and for me to not throw a damn Pyraminx final. I've thrown 10 in the past. It is absolutely ridiculous, but maybe a sub 2.8 Pyraminx average in 2025, I will consider that good. All right, on to Skewb. It's Skewb. No one cares about Skewb anyway. Single is just lock base. I could whip out a 1.2 if I get a good enough scramble. The average, though, is quite close to sub 3, and it would also cut my nemesis count down by 20% if I were to get sub 3 on Skewb average, so maybe I'd shoot for that. I don't care too much about nemesis count because I think FTO is going to get added, and if it does, that's pretty much guaranteed to cut me down to 0. But Skewb, don't really care about it. My PRs are already fantastic. If I don't get a single PR on Skewb, I would be totally fine with that. Megaminx. This is definitely the event that I think I have improved the most throughout the last year. My average is currently 50.2, and my single is 44.6. I think a sub 40 single is reasonable, and maybe a sub 45 average if I'm pushing it, but if I get like a 47, 48 average on Megaminx and like a 42 single, that would be fantastic, but yeah, I kind of like seeing that 39 on the timer, though. I've only seen it once so far, so hopefully that'll change this year. Square One. Square One is an interesting event. I think this is the year that This is one of the only events where my goal is not getting a specific result, but is to finally learn cube shape parity. I've been putting off CSP for a while now. I attempted learning it twice and I have failed both times because it just didn't wrap and it just didn't make sense in my head. My single has been 701 for quite a while, and it's really annoying because there are a bunch of people who have me on just square one single, of all things. So I would like to get a 6 on square one, maybe a sub 9 average if I do pursue CSP, but 9.2 is already insanely good for me, and it's state record in Utah by over half a second, so I feel pretty confident that it'll last. 3x3 one-handed. This is my current longest standing personal record, my 10:09 OH single, which I got at Ice Cubing 2023, all the way back in January, which means that in a couple of weeks, it'll be 2 years old. I've never had a PR be 2 years old, even during COVID. Like, I beat all those PRs before, like, 2 years had passed. So this will be my first personal record that I didn't break for 2 entire 365-day periods. So get that sub 10 single. I know it's gonna happen. I'm getting a lot of good times. For average, I think sub 12 is reasonable, but 12:45 is already amazing. If I get any PR average in one-handed, I will consider it a success. But yeah, sub 10. That's all I really want. That single. Give me that single. Clock is bad. My results are good. The single, not so much. I definitely think I can get a sub 4 single. Maybe a sub 5 average, but 5.19 is already ridiculously good for me. And I said in the description of that video, I never need to do this event again. And I haven't. But while practicing for a recent competition, I got multiple sub 5 averages. So it could happen in competition. Like right now, I would probably have to either practice clock religiously or switch my method because I'm still using BPAL. Maybe Tommy is the key to sub 5, but I don't see myself learning a new clock method. I would probably just not practice it much and just hope for 2 6 simul's again. All right, 4 blind and 5 blind. I still to this day only have 2 4 blind successes. My last performance in competition, I messed up completely on the first one. On the second one, I missed like 4 pieces and forgot to do a parity alg. And on the third one, I messed up a single algorithm in wings that caused like an entire slice to be off by a couple moves, and that just resulted in a DNF. But if I didn't make that mistake, it would have been a success. So I think 4x4 single, 4 blind single, it's going to happen. I would like to shoot for a sub 10. I think a sub 10 is reasonable. My current PB is 13, but I've had DNFs as fast as 11 minutes before. 5 blind single, it's just get any success. I still haven't even attempted it yet. So I think getting a success would be very nice because that means I have a bronze member status. I think that is where you have a single in every event. 4 and 5 blind means I don't see them happening just because I'm way too inconsistent. If any of them were to happen, I would assume 4x4 blindfolded would be the case, but yeah, if it happens, it happens. If not, that's totally fine. I'll go for it another time. 3x3 blindfolded. I completely skipped over this one. I would like to get a mean under 2 minutes. I've had means where I've DNF'd by like a small amount out of like a 40 something mean, or a 140 something mean, sorry. So I think sub 2 is a pretty realistic goal. If I were to be more optimistic, I would say sub 140, like 138-ish. And for single, get that sub 1. I DNF'd to 58 earlier this month, or last month, I should say. Multi-blind, it is going to be a score of 5 points. I think that sounds completely reasonable in my head. That means like either 5 out of 5 or 7 out of 9. I don't care, just 5 points. I think 5 is a nice number. And last but not least, the thing I am currently regional champion in, FMC. I am going to set my goal at maintaining my regional championship status. No, that's a joke. That would be way too difficult. Maybe I would like to get a sub 27 single, because then that would rank me top 5 in the state. And I would also like a sub 30 mean. I don't know how realistic that is with the current knowledge that I have. I would likely have to learn either more algs, get better insertions, or just like ignore all of that and just go straight to domino reduction and half turn reduction. But sub 30 seems alright. YouTube goals. Shut up! For YouTube goals, I would like to keep uploading at least once or twice a month. I know that I will likely be moving out of my parents' house because I'm now 18. So I don't know how busy I'm gonna be with like upload schedules and now working full time, along with college. I don't even know what I'm gonna do about college. If I can stick to once or twice a month, I think that would be pretty good. But optimistically, I'd upload once a week, like once every Saturday. And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the 5x5 solves that I put in the background. I've been practicing with this new cube, the Outrong V6. Shoutouts to Kenyon Lundell and my mom for getting me this awesome hat. Has my my Pyraminx logo on it, so thank you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you would like to see how I became regional champion in FMC, it's quite funny. Click the video right here. But in that case, thank you guys for watching this video and have a good new year. Welcome to 2025. Oh, I forgot about Kinch score. My Kinch score right now is 40 and I'd like to achieve 42.